right? Mobox is another one. Zookeeper is another one, right? Pulsar Farm is another one. So it's almost like Candyland, Yoville, what's that? Remember those games? Yeah, all of that, Farmville and all of that, but it's a new approach, right? Right. My vantage point, or my where I come in, is I'm showing you that to say, build the game. Don't play it. Build it. Reverse engineer it. Sit down with a team and brainstorm on how to make your own video games. We are in the earlier stages of this. You have permission to be an owner. The top 10 best metaverse games, the Decentraland. These are the platforms where the metaverse games are popping, right? Where people are becoming real wealthy off of these apps. When we're able to connect it to our melanin, when we're able to get into the sun, and we're able to perform certain types of physical duties that'll make us sweat and our pores open up, right? We now have a connection to these stones that do something for us. We know that in our communities, especially on social media, we see a rise in suicides. We see a rise in the deterioration of mental health. I'm here to let you know that stones, right? Precious stones, right? And conductors, energy conductors, like copper, like gold and silver and whatnot, right? Those are essential for our mental health. Do you know that a lot of people are going crazy because they're malnourished, mineral deficient? Do you know that they're going crazy because they don't have a lot of zinc, magnesium, and things of that nature? Their blood is compromised, right? These things can be accomplished. These things can be accomplished, or these things can be reversed by, first of all, having knowledge of it, and second of all, by replacing those deficiencies with the opposite, with those minerals, either through the nutrients, through the foods that you eat, right? Or whatever you have to do to get that in your body. But I definitely know that if you begin to embrace the mineral kingdom in your home, on your body as jewelry, even wearing it, you know, in your pocket, in a safe, in a pouch and whatnot, you will begin to affect your auric field and a lot of things that you attract and repel. I promise you. This is how they look. This is how the bling look. This is the new bling for y'all. You know what I mean? Put that on your teeth. You know what I mean? You know. But I know my people are dreamers. And we visionaries. And we go-getters. We fuck around and go and dig up a whole mountain of these. Now that we know that we got something new to look for, you'd be surprised. You feel me? You'd be surprised. But keep your eyes out for these rare gems. You know? Keep your eyes open and keep them out for these, because they out here. So with that being said, that is going to be the end of my segment. I'm going to bring my brother Blue Pillar up here to do what he came here to do and shut it down. And then we're going to be bringing on Master Teacher. He don't like me saying that. Our good brother Ross Ben. Please give a hand for yourself.
Brother Red, earlier you heard from some amazing presenters who laid the groundwork. Shout out to my brother Illuminati Congo. Illuminati Congo is actually the very first NFT that I ever purchased was from Illuminati Congo. All right, I have the coin right here. I want to get my brother to sign it. You know, and it speaks to the importance of community, right? I never met the brother. I was familiar with his works, and I felt that his intellectual property was something that was worth investing in. So I bought a part or parcel of who and what he is, which is a representation of a creation of his. So technically, what was I doing? Was I just purchasing a coin, or was I investing into an individual that we know as Illuminati Congo?
Yes, sir.
Right? So I made an investment not into a non-fungible token, but I made an investment into a non-fungible temple, who we know and identify as Illuminati Congo. See, we've been taught the wrong way to observe and look at this thing, right? So I just came from Miami. I was basking in the sun. If I took family in the back, please. I travel halfway around the world to come here and share this information. You feel me? And it's a very delicate piece of information, so I can't even share all of it, but I felt it was necessary that I come back here and open this portal, because in April of last year, I did the very first crystal currency lecture here during the gym show, right? We did a lecture here, and we opened up and inaugurated.
Yo, please respect this man's contribution. He come a long way.
Y'all don't understand.
For us to give you the honor his contribution.
Brad.
Not on our side. Yes, sir. Get back.
Anthem on the track.
Can you bring that bag out, please, Red? The one with the product in it. So I'm only off of 1 hour of sleep. I came from Miami to Atlanta to fly here. In the midst of it, I probably grabbed all of the jewelry that I own. Not only jewelry that I have for sale, but jewelry that I've been collecting over the last 30 years. So it's well over $1 million of jewelry that I had on my person. I wouldn't even put a price tag on it because it's priceless. Meaning that some of these jewelry pieces are heirlooms. Some of them are like museum pieces. Some of them I can never reduplicate. The artists are dead. They mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's totally priceless, the amount of product that I had to travel with to come here. Only to get in the airport and I wouldn't even use the word lose that bag. Right? Now you see the bag, it's a mink. Right? This bag is a mink. You feel me?
Yeah.
And my other black bag that I left behind had my laptop. I had books in it that I can't replace or put a price tag on because I have artwork in those books from 1990 when me and this man was 13 or 14 years old drawing masterpieces. I have literally masterpieces that I drew later on in my life. I plateaued as an artist at the age of 20. It just wasn't challenging to me anymore because I was drawing masterpieces and I never went to art school. I learned how to draw in prison. Expertly though, right? So I moved on to media. So why are we following someone who don't have no vision telling you what something is, right? And you are not looking at this thing and looking through this thing and making your mind up for yourself to say, I know exactly what I'm looking at. This ain't that, it's this. You only dealing with a part of it because you only have the ability to access this much light. So you can only see this much of it, but I'm gonna see the whole spectrum of it. Crystals are the underlying current of all currency. But underneath all of that, you are the current. You are the one who generates energy and electricity. They are just talking about a speckle or a part of your light that they're calling NFTs, and then they're putting a financial value to it, right? But if you can put a value to something that comes out of my mind, just a spark of it, then what is the value of my mind? Right? That's what I want us all to see. If you look at yourself as the crystal, okay? How many people in this room I said that they might be unvaxxed? You're a fucking crystal. You know, pardon my French, my Moorish Latin for people in attendance, but you went up against pressure from a machine that generates a lot of energy, almost like how they say crypto mining sucks up all the energy. You went up against a machine like that and you stood your ground, right? It did not break you, so what did it do? It turned you into a diamond. Ain't that what they say pressure does?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
So how many diamonds we got in the room?
Yeah.
So my lecture's done.
Come on, Bill.
But I won't do that. I will tell you that I am a testament that the Most High works through us and works for us and works with us. And that's what my presentation is going to be about. Because I'm a metaphysician first, so that's the language that I use. And if I can show you cosmic receipts that this is something that's ordained by the Most High, this is a vehicle that we all can ride, right, to the promised land, then there should be nothing left. Because I'm overzealot, but I'm not going to oversell it. Right? Because I can identify the fingerprints of the Most High. So this is the cachet of valuables that was left on a bench in an airport that was still there for me when I got back. Right? All of this, right? All of this value, all of this fortune. You can't put a value on some of these pieces. It's way too valuable. But it was just a test. That's all it was. It was a test. The universe is like, you out here talking all that size, can you back it up? Do you really believe or not? Do you really believe? Because we're going to test you to see if you're worthy. But every single time that these tests get passed, we level up. Yep. And the things that are handed to us, the opportunities, and the confirmation, the pat on the shoulder, that the Most High is like, you held your ground. You good. We got you. Don't worry about the enemy or the adversary. We're going to deal with that. Only thing you got to do is build. That's your job. This is the 22 year. That's the master builder number. I'm reading the writing on the wall. I'm not listening to what nobody else got to say. I listened to Ross Bendo, and he told me that the very single moment that I'm standing in right now will be happening and will be lit. And I prepared myself for that moment. I went to Miami and I worked out for 4 hours in the sun. I endured all kind of pain just to get the weak parts out of me. So I could prepare, I could empty this vessel out in this Aquarian season and make myself empty enough so I can be filled up by the Almighty and the energy of the Almighty to do this work. Because I came to this planet, right, to make sure that we were victorious in our pursuits, to get this devil up out of here. So, with no further ado, we present to you this presentation and this demonstration. We present to you the Netaverse, right? Let them talk what they talk, right? They want to control the conversation so you don't have the ability to think for yourself. So every time that you hear Metaverse, you hear meta and you got an issue. Rightfully so. Because we know what that is. It's centralized, it's not safe, right? These people got all type of other stuff going on with them that they haven't answered for. They got data breaches. Why would I bring all of my information over there? Right? You in my pocket, now I want you in my body? That's a bad deal. You're not even saying, sorry, I apologize, I'm gonna do things different. Right? They just like, bend over. That's not gonna work. Or at least it shouldn't if you have options. So, as quote unquote God, I came here to solve problems. That's the only thing that my brain is made for. To calculate and solve problems. That's all a hacker does. A hacker means you solve problems. So I hacked the problem and said, let's come up with a solution. Netaverse, right? This is where the gods meet.
Charter when the sun was in Aquarius. So we're in an Aquarian state, an Aquarian city, during the Aquarian season, involved in all of these futuristic social betterment, working with one-on-ones, cooperation, socially and culturally. All of these is Aquarian themes, you know? So like I say, you got a vision and you can line it up with the timing. You might have challenges, but hey, success is guaranteed. And what I would say from my humble opinion, right? First event, hey, it looks like a full house to me from up here, you know? Yes, sir. And the lineup. I don't even want to come up here after all that's been up here. You know, I ain't got no PowerPoint tonight. Like, what? Yo, the lineup is pure fire. And the way the different minds synergize to give us a vision of how we can, you know, prosper in this season of flux. Yeah, we had to give thanks. So big up Aunt Carl. Let's big that brother up. Because let's be honest with ourselves. How many people have had a vision, but then when it comes time to make it a reality, you don't process your fears. You don't process your anxieties. You let the words of others dissuade you. And then the time passes and you just reflect back on what you might have done or what you could have done. Right? So that brother worked through all of that within himself, which I really didn't have witness of, but I did witness some of the logistical nightmares he had to manage to make this thing happen, and he did it with a smile. So, yeah, we got to recognize those and honor. When ones do those things, we got to recognize and honor it. Why? Because maybe they'll do it again.
Right. I'm doing well.
You know? And I know I feel like I am going to be a better person after experiencing the day. And I hope y'all feel the same.
Yes.
And so, in saying all of that, we're talking about the momentum of this moment. We gotta keep building it. Y'all gotta talk about this. Y'all gotta actualize it also, right? Because I hear enough people talk about crypto this and that, but then when I see an Illuminati Congo, like, yeah, I got my coin, I got this, right, I can look all 50G in coins and not feel no way because I got, you know, X amount of other coins I'm still working with. You can witness that. That says more than whatever may come out of your mouth. So we've seen the proper example. Let's actualize. That's going to be the momentum. That's going to be the promotion. So that next year, yeah, we in a bigger venue, bigger headline, right?
Yes.
And to be honest, again, with the timing couldn't have been better. To start a Nectarverse, that's why I see Blue did listen to the 2021, the 2022 forecast I did at the end of 2021. Because we said these type of things was going to be happening. And, right,
Yes.
What would have been one of the best ways to be ready for this cycle we're in right now is to have a Nectarverse.
Yes.
You know? So, salute. That's what I'm talking about. We got to actualize that. That example has been set. More if we need to be doing those things.
Yes.
You know? But there's something else from, like, my personal perspective, that's kind of an alignment, and that is my experience at the gym shows over the decades had given me a vision. Number one, I should even just back up a little bit. Who has, like, here, has everybody been to one of the shows out here in AZ?
Yeah.
Have you been to one of the shows yet?
Yeah.
All right, well, don't leave Tucson until you get to one of them shows. We're going to one tomorrow. So let's go together. Okay? Because one of the most important things seeing a gym showcase of this scale will do is it will change your perspective of abundance. And more specifically, it will change your perspective of abundance and how you can manifest it in your life with joy and purpose and helping others. Okay? So I went through that experience personally, but then it even went another, like the idea of manifesting this abundance went to another level, where one year I came, just had all these visions where, man, the earth's treasures is such a fullness, right? It don't make no sense that we have our symbols of currency, which is our dollar, right? Based on a scarce resource. What's our current dollar? What current resource is the dollar based on today? Oil. The petrochemical dollar. One of the scarcest resources in terms of how you have to extract it. Not that there's not still an abundance of oil in the earth, but what you have to do to extract it. The impact on the environment, people live near, refineries. The refinery in Philly blew up last year, and I saw how it impacted the respiratory health of the city. That's down by your, right? Yeah, it's a Philly. Am I telling the truth?
It was time for me.
What? And people were sick for months. So it don't make no sense. Our system of currency is based on such a inviolable resource, especially when you come to one of the gym shows and you see all of the other commodities that we can establish systems of currency around. The gym show will get you thinking on that scale. And it did for me. I didn't speak about it for several years though. Why? I had my own personal anxieties about visions and, I'm not an economist. I don't know laws of supply and demand and all the minute details that would need to be factored into making such a vision a reality. So I had fears, I had anxieties, I had doubts. So I just kind of held it to myself as I moved, making my movements. But what shifted all that within myself, I was watching a Sophia Stewart, Mother of the Matrix, interview. And they were asking her, what is going to be the currency of the future? What's going to be the currency of the future that we could use that's not going to get us locked in the matrix? And she said, crystals. And when I heard it, I was like, oh, I'm not tripping, right? I'm not tripping. And this is probably a download. I'm probably getting downloaded visions of what we need to actualize and put in place, right? But then again, here I go again. How? I'm not an economist. I don't know. I got a message, was like, just be cool. today is showing me why they said just be cool. You know? And one thing I would say about that in terms of the momentum of the moment, momentum can come from one or two ways, right? You could be propelled from behind. So if our momentum is propulsion from the behind, that's like our past. That's like our history. That's like wanting to get things right with our ancestors and correct injustices of the past and all of that. So you're being pushed from behind. Where's the resistance to that momentum coming from? It'd be coming from in front of you. You know, you'd feel the resistance as you're being propelled. That resistance, that's like doubt, uncertainty, fear of the unknown. That might make you want to cling to the past, right? But complacency, yes. Not wanting to change, grow and evolve. But we can be propelled another way. And that is from the vacuum of what's in front of us. If the air pressure that's in front of us is lower than the air pressure behind us, or it's been vacuumed out, it's like what's in front of us is going to suck us forward. It's going to pull us forward, right? Then, if that's the scenario, what's slowing down that forward movement? It's the inertia of the past. It's wanting the clingy stickiness, wanting to hold on to cultural teachings, cultural practices, right? I wrestle with that a lot too with this crypto, because I feel like one of them wanting to cling to the past, like what Congo was talking about. Why? Because when, coming up before the internet, our elders taught us all this stuff was evil, Tell me, don't be a fish caught in the internet, or a Nancy, the trickster, weaves the World Wide Web, I would hear these things from my elders coming up. So I still wrestle with those anxieties today when I'm faced with the technology and, getting deeper and deeper engrossed in it. I gotta wrestle with that, But why I bring that up is because when we're propelled from the past, elders tend to have more relevance. Their voice is that propulsion, because the elders is the ones that got more connection to the past, has more information on the ancestors, right? But when the future is pulling us forward, who has the message? Who has the message? The youth. The youth. And this is what we're witnessing today. The ones that, did they represent the youth generation today?
Yes.
Yeah, the youth generation was well represented.
Yes.
Well represented. And so, we got to recognize that too. That this vacuum of the future. We old heads we don't know. We don't know about that. It's the youth that is leading this evolution. I'm not going to say revolution because a lot of times that just means you spin in circles, you know? But this evolution that we witnessing, it's the youth that are leading it because they're more in touch with the future. They can deal with it and relate to it with less fear, less anxiety, more excitement, you know? Because they see the potential and they're inspired.
Yes.
And the fullness of their inspiration, it does inspire us elders. Am I right, Baba?
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm inspired. So, to have these youth congregate here at the Tucson Gym Showcase, where it's a tradition of deep minds coming together to figure out personal and collective solutions beyond just the buying. That's what I want, you know. If I don't leave y'all with no other important message about the gym show, I just want it to be that this is more than a buying and selling event. To be honest, if you even study the history of it, this thing started as an educational event put on by the University of Arizona, studying all the exotic copper that comes out of this region, right? And vendors realized like, rock hounds from all over, all the colleges around the world come here to study crystals. If we were set up, right, I got some ore that if you're not a gemologist, you might not value it, right? Let me come here where all these researchers are congregating and try to sell it. That's how this thing started, okay? So it's bigger than buying and selling. And to have this event here at this time is significant. You know, it's what they would say, that momentous time. It's going to carry a lot of momentum that we're going to see in the future. So I want to thank y'all for seeing. Look, if you're here, I know you're a visionary. You know what's up. You know where to be at the appointed time, or else you wouldn't be here. And I would say time will probably prove that you was very thankful to be here. Some download, some inspiration, some dream that's going to come to you, getting all this good information today, and it's going to be a life changer. It's going to be a game changer for you, you know? So I did want to mention one other thing about the gym show and the alternative currencies. Because, right, I came here, got an expanded vision of abundance, such that it was like, yo, these semi-precious stones are the commodities that we should be basing our symbols of exchange on. Not the petrochemical dollar, right? For us to be basing our currency on that, that's bad karma. We know our currency, our money represents our energy. So if we tie our energy source to drilling and all of that, like, that's not good energy. I don't want my energy tied in with that. How do y'all feel about it?
Right.
You got mixed feelings, right?
Yeah.
When you really think, when you add that up. Semi-precious. Precious, the precious realm of stones is gold, silver, platinum, diamond, ruby, emerald, sapphire. That's it. the whole other gem and mineral industry is considered what they would call semi-precious, which usually means, from their perspective, well, you know, gemologist perspective, the value in the stone is either industrial or aesthetic. Okay? Industrial or they look good. But I think there is a whole other realm that gives semi-precious stones value, which is becoming more and more important. And that realm is quality of life. Semi-precious stones improve our quality of life. And why that's becoming more and more relevant today is because of the 5G and all the technologies that we're surrounded with. All those technologies is crystals. They're all crystals technology. Our cell phones, they're crystals. Computers, crystals. The issue is they're denatured crystals. They've been taken from their natural state and made into something else. So they emanate unnatural frequencies, unnatural vibes. We could use food as an example. If I got a whole grain and some real food that was grown in real soil, my body's going to receive that well. My cells are going to know what to do with it. I'm going to be able to assimilate it. It's going to make me feel, it's going to improve the quality of my life if I eat it, right? But if I process and denature my food, it might be tasty, my tongue might enjoy it, but that, like, whatever pleasure or goodness that denatured food has, it's going to stop right at my tongue. Now my cells, they in a judgment. Now my organs, they in a judgment. Now my quality of life is it's not good, it's poor. Because if you're not well, if you're not healthy, if you're not vitalized, you're going to have a poor quality of life. Y'all with me?
Yes.
So, the semi-precious minerals, adorning yourself with them is more than aesthetic. If we could just say it simply, they have a natural vibration on them. They have a natural frequency on them. And they will help you keep your natural frequency. They'll help you keep your natural vibration. And just like as your cell phone is working to denature your energy and get your frequency somewhere else, the crystals you wear are going to be working to restore that natural frequency. And there's a lot more detail, and I could get deeper to that, but y'all heard a lot today. I feel like y'all understand what I'm saying. But why I'm bringing that up in closing is because that is going to dramatically increase the value of the semi-precious market as time goes on and people become aware. So they mentioned my 5G, the full title of the book is 5G Wellness 101. It's an introductory understanding of what we was just talking about. What is 5G? What impact does it have on us? And what remedies may the mineral kingdom hold for us, right? But it's written for Cousin Joe and Aunt Betty, who don't know about no crystals, they don't know about 5G, but their health, I don't know, have y'all observed this trend? That they be putting them cell towers on senior homes or apartment buildings where the elders be living? Seen on the church, wow. Inside schools. So this is what I'm talking about. We see people that, right, they go into these schools, they go into these churches, they living in these senior complexes. They need to know about 5G. They need to know about crystals. But they don't know, they don't even know they need to know. 5G Wellness 101 was written for them. Okay? But we all need to know the basic science of this. Like the pill said, there's going to be certain stones whose value is going to dramatically increase as this rollout, this 5G rollout is happening and people become aware. Those that become aware first will be in the position to, we say prosper the most, just be in a position to do the most. So I'll throw out a couple, right? Which I think what would you say, the gold standard for 5G protection is what? Shungite. Everybody's on Shungite, right? But I think there are other stones that are at least as effective as Shungite. Probably would have a greater aesthetic value, right? And are great stones to invest in that. One is Amazonite, okay? And I'm just going to say the ancient irons, old irons. Some call them pseudomorphs, or limonite, which is basically fossilized hematite, right? But the ancient irons, it's going to get them. Don't wait, don't sleep, okay? So I'm going to close by saying, make sure y'all do not leave Tucson without getting to at least one gym show. I would say hit as many as you can, and make coming to the gym shows a part of your lifestyle. Tucson is the largest, first through second week of February. But then Denver, third week of September. Second largest gym show in the country. And the Denver gym show allows for the crystal cannabis convergence. The way they freed up the cannabis in Colorado, which is, plant crystal medicine, right? So I put that on you on Cara. I heard, was that Anne-Marie saying, yeah? So, all right, so these brothers, they might have September already lined up. All you got to do is push the button and show up, all right? But then the third largest gym show is in y'all current state, North Carolina, which is a lot closer to a lot of us. Atlanta, Charlotte, Columbia, all them regions where we are peppered throughout the South. And Franklin, the Franklin show in North Carolina, the town of Franklin is established on a mound, a recognized mound. Many cities are built on mound complexes, but the mound that Franklin, North Carolina is built upon is a recognized mound because of its history, where there were wars fought near this mound, and the tradition says is that the dwarves and ancestors of the Cherokee that resided in the mound came out and changed the tides of the battles. So that's what the third largest gem show is. And then they have two, one in May and one in July. Okay? So this should be a part of our lifestyle. We should be coming together at these events, healing ourselves financially, right? Through exchange, exchanging currency, exchanging these semi-precious stones, right? And healing ourselves, informing ourselves. Let's make this a part of our lifestyle so we can prosper and be well together. All right? So that is my message for the Crypto Convergence.
Yes.
I hope it's sealed in, kind of sealed up, brought all the information we heard from all the different ones, bring it together, and who am I passing?